Why do people think that Ayesha Curry was being disrespectful to Steph Curry, her husband? Hmm. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Shareece. I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. I think Ayesha is a very uninteresting woman, right? The woman she's presenting herself to be online. But I don't dislike her. Like, I don't have any disdain for her. I love all women. Black women are my favorite. And I think Black women can be boring and should allow to be boring and that people be unbothered. But people are so bothered by Ayesha Curry. And there are specific types of people who are bothered. Those people are misogynistic men, right? Men who view women as having a place that they should be in, and male centered women. So just internalized misogyny. They also view women as having a role to play, and that if you're not playing the role, then you're out of line, right? You're doing the wrong thing. And something I learned recently that I thought I'd share here because I just thought the wording was interesting. I don't know if it was a research study. Men view agreement as a compliment. If you agree with them, they think it's a compliment. If you disagree with them, and we're just talking like logic based points, like that the plant is green and has interesting etching on it, whatever. I'm looking at my plants. If you said, well, yeah, the plant is like dark green, and no, it only has raised veins, right? They may take your disagreement as disrespect because they take your agreement as a compliment, right? We're just doing some of the ways that the average man thinks. And so if Ayesha Curry is not praising her husband, right? Because really, if she's in agreement with her husband, right? If she agrees with the way that their life is, then she should only be praising him. She should only be saying good things about him. If she's not saying good things about him, about how great he is, even if nobody asks a question about him, if she's not saying good things about him, then she is disrespecting him because she's not fulfilling the role of being in agreement with her husband. Now, th- just as a psychologist, I just think it's interesting the way humans think. I think it's interesting the kind of people who comment on social media. Just a reminder that the kind of person who comments on social media has a lot of time, has a lot of energy invested in somebody else's life. And the average man who comments negative things about another man's wife on social media probably doesn't have a lot going on. Probably if he has a wife, he's unhappy with that wife, right? He views her as probably not doing the things that he thinks a wife should do either. And so they express their feelings on social media to get it out because they don't really have friends. If you know anything about male friendships, also very superficial stuff. So there's a way that they still need to get their emotions out. And so they do it on social media. I don't really take much stock in the comments from men on social media because I know it reflects like just a small, a large minority, 30 to 40% of the men's belief system around women. But women also have a very similar belief system. A lot of Black women believe Black women should be in service to Black men, that you should sacrifice yourself for the Black man and your family, and you should not complain about it. No, no, no. You need to suffer in silence. Nobody needs to know about it because if you keep talking about it, then we're going to feel like, you're not grateful for what's happening. And Ayesha Curry just simply sharing her truth, like, I wanted to be an actor, right? That was like my life path. And I didn't see myself married with children. All of that just being the truth, but being filtered through the ears of people who believe that a woman should not have agency, that a woman is second to her husband, that a woman should be seen and not heard, right? She should just be an accessory to her husband. She really shouldn't even have her own goals. It's very sad, but that is the way a lot of people think. And so one of my favorite types of women is a woman that does whatever she wants. I love that about a woman. And I really also love people who live their life with intentionality. So Ayesha's story really just mirrors what happens in a lot of other women's life. Like if you grew up in the church, you were told that, sex is the worst sin that you can do, even though the Bible said all sin is created equally. The church preaches. There's a lot of shame on sex. It's just a control manipulation tactic because men are never held to the same standard as women when it comes to sex. right? Men can go out and have sex, but somehow a woman is supposed to be a virgin when she gets married. And so she just followed the script. Honestly, she really just followed the script, like, oh, he loves me, he's great. I guess the next thing to do is to get married and have kids, not realizing a lot of women wake up, they're at 35, 40, 45, wake up and they're like, what have I been doing? What have I been doing? Like, I dedicated like almost my entire adult life to a child, even if there were other opportunities. Because Ayesha Curry, I think she's written a cookbook, she's had like a cooking television show, none of the things that she actually really wants to do. And so when I was talking to my boyfriend about this, I said, well, what if I became a lawyer, right? Like, I think a lot of people would like be impressed or happy for me that I have like a wonderful career. But when I was 16, this is the real life of my story. When I was 16, I met a Black woman psychologist and decided then I wanted to be a psychologist. If after that I became a lawyer, do you think I'm going to be satisfied with my life? No, because I wanted to do something else. I wanted to become a psychologist. And so if I don't get to do that, I'm still going to be looking and searching outside of myself. Honestly, my frustration with Ayesha Curry is that she hasn't told a different story for years. The story has been, I live my life for my husband and my kids. I've made decisions with other people in mind, right? Things that are pleasing to other people. And what I really wanted, I haven't really pursued. And she's different versions of that. She's been saying for years that even though she did the cooking show or the whatever, she's still honestly not satisfied. And that is not, I don't know. I think it's the years point that is frustrating, but also that she has all the resources available to her to actually pursue what it is that she's interested in. Now, I think maybe specifically because she wants to act. I don't know that that's it, right? I don't know these people. If it is that she wants to act, there is a cost to become a successful actor, and there is a time requirement to be on call for auditions and all of that stuff. And considering that she has 4 children and she's the primary caretaker for them, I imagine that part of the problem now is that she doesn't have the time, or is not or is not willing to make the sacrifice. The sacrifice, honestly, I think is scary stuff. Just Hollywood, I think, is a scary place. I think to become successful there, you gotta do like nefarious kind of things, right? To become very successful there, I think you have to know the right people. You have to do certain things, whatever. I'm not gonna get into here, but I'm concerned. I don't really care. I'm not concerned. I'm just saying. I think part of why she keeps telling the same story that other people view as her sounding ungrateful. I don't think she's ungrateful. I think she's very grateful for the life she's created. I think she objectively views it as a beautiful life. But if it's not the life you actually wanted, you're not going to be satisfied. And the satisfaction thing is some like on a soul level. Like when you go to sleep at night, like those few minutes before you actually drift off, like, are you pleased? Are you pleased with your life? And if the answer is no, and every night you go to sleep like that, right? Brene Brown says dreams don't die, they fester. This is, you're right, the connection between mind, body, spirit, and how people then end up with like diseases and all kind of stuff because they're not doing what they say they want to do. And that energy finds a way, lives in the body somewhere until you can get it out. So I'm just like, girl, if you want to go act, just do something local. Go do a stage play or something. Like, you don't have to be Hollywood's next biggest stars. I don't know, right? I don't even know if she wants to act or whatever it is. But she bothers people so much because she does not appear to be satisfied with her life. And most people think if you get the things that society says you should have, that they are going to be satisfied and happy with their life. Anybody with money, right? Once you get the check on your basic needs met, no, that is not how it works. But that's why, I think it was Jim Carrey said, I wish everybody could be rich and famous so they could realize it's not it. It's really not it. Rich and famous people are unhappy. They kill themselves. Like, they have a lot of problems too. And money is an amplifier. So their problems end up being much bigger. Like, think about all the hate Ayesha Curry is getting. Like, if she was just a local girl in her church or whatever, it would just be the church frustrated with her for not praising her pastor, husband, or whatever. But now it's just all these opinions online flooding her at once when she is literally having a human experience. There are a lot of people who never evolve their soul as they live a human life. There are a lot of people who never do the things that they really wanted to do in life. That is like so human. You gotta make that choice. You gotta make the sacrifice. You gotta choose to disappoint other people to do the thing that is really important to you. And if you've also made decisions early in life to have 4 children, girl, I can't even imagine, then there are a lot of things that you are going to have to sacrifice. And you could talk to your mother, your mother's mother, about what they had to give up. Like, what dreams did they have to give up? Like, I recently learned that my mother wanted to get her master's degree, but she had 5 children, okay? 5 children, and her husband with mental health problems. Like, girl, please, a master's degree where? Like, what would that have meant for her children? And so, in a similar way, I think a lot of women who have decentered men, who do not view marriage as the pedestal, and who understand that money is not everything. Money can solve 99% of your problems, but that 1% is so important, right? This is the soul stuff. It's the emotional stuff that money cannot solve, right? You could go to therapy, pay for therapy with money, but you still have to do the work. Like, it's still you there having to do the work. Money is not going to help you do the work faster, better. Like, you have to make that choice to do it. So, like, I'm rooting for Ayesha just as much as I root for every human or every Black woman. Like, I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to win. But I also live in reality and like, Ayesha might die like this. Like, Ayesha might die being unsatisfied with her life, might get divorced, might not get divorced, whatever, in her 40s, 50s, reach a new level, because life is long but it's short and you can reinvent yourself at a later time. Who knows? I wish her the best. But honestly, for us regular people, like people who don't have access to millions and millions of dollars, like, there's still a way for you to live your life with intentionality and to be satisfied and to create, right, in physical form, the dreams that you've been dreaming. Like, it's not too late. If you have breath, if you could watch this video, I think there's a way for you to do that in your own life. And let's not make other celebrities, people, a distraction from how we can improve our own life. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And thank you for watching.